Welcome to the Fall 2022 edition of Social Square Dance News. Great strides have been made since our last update. Coming out of the 71st National Square Dance Convention, we have a renewed focus and a clearer understanding of the impact SSD is having around the country. In this update, we will focus on that impact as well as a recap of what happened in Evansville regarding SSD and a few special dances that took place over the last few months. First off, the SSD community is happy to report that Peanut Squares, located in Green Tree, Pennsylvania, has adopted the SSD program. Since then, they are again taking in new dancers and the club is growing again. Sean Brown is the caller. With Peanut Squares, there are now 5 clubs in the local SSD community. All of these clubs are dancing regularly and they're growing on a weekly basis. For more information on these clubs, check out our previous videos on this channel. There's a link in the description. On June 6th, the Gold Rush Outlaws hosted a special SSD dance with internationally renowned square dance caller Ed Foot. Ed calls here twice a year, and these dances are typically followed by an extended application tip at the end of the night for those who like the challenge. On June 18th, the Dippin' Dives hosted a special SSD trail-through dance to the 71st National Square Dance Convention with national caller Ken Burke. I've got to keep on moving, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. This was Ken's first time calling in Steubenville, and he called a fun dance for over 5 squares of dancers in attendance. Our younger dancers especially loved dancing to Ken and even wanted his autograph. On July 29th and 30th, Gold Rush Square Dance Productions hosted the 2nd annual TriState Stampede Dance. This 2-day event was an SSD-based mini-festival held in Steubenville, Ohio, and featured multiple workshops in hexagon, extended applications, asymmetric choreography, progressive, and hashtag squares. The callers were Scott Brown, Lisa Minton, Sean Brown, and Ed Foot. The Evansville National Convention was the first to feature the Social Square Dance program as an official part of their format. This decision was well received by the SSD community and drew over 3 squares of SSD dancers from this region, as well as others who would have otherwise not participated in this convention. Over 25 hours of SSD dancing was programmed across 3 days, including 3 hours with the Ghost Riders Band on Friday night. We would like to thank the 71st National Square Dance Convention for taking a chance and including this growing community in this year's convention. Next year, the 72nd National Square Dance Convention in Mobile, Alabama, will feature a full program of SSD dancing alongside the other halls. So join us in Mobile, Alabama for what is sure to be a great convention. SSD has taken root in Tennessee. August 4th through 6th, the Tennessee Square and Round Dance Convention featured SSD as a part of their program for the very first time. These clubs are not afraid to try something new to reinvigorate their square dance community. As a result, the 2023 Tennessee Convention has decided to include a full SSD program to ensure the participation of this growing and enthusiastic community of dancers. More callers and clubs are embracing SSD than ever before. Here are some recent SSD graduations from around the country. The Chi-Town Squares, Hayloft Steppers, Buckles and Bows, Wagging Wheelers, Capital City Squares, Arlington Squares, Mel's SSD Dancers, and the Memphis Top Spinners. These callers and clubs have been working hard and growing as a result. More and more people are starting to see the flexibility and accessibility that the program provides, and clubs are starting to open up more than once a year. Square dancing is growing again, and we are just getting started. On Sunday, October 9th, the Progressive American Callers and Curers Alliance will host the 4th annual Ogle Bay Fest Square Dance. This dance will be held in the Ogle Bay Pine Room from 2 until 6 p.m. The callers will be Lisa Minton, Scott Brown, Sean Brown, Jay Fitch, Bob Tomlinson, Chris Jacobs, and special guest national caller Ken Burke. Queuing rounds will be Leanne Doty. The program will be SSD with Mainstream Star Tip. This dance is free. On Monday, October 10th, the Gold Rush Outlaws will host national caller Ken Burke. This dance will be held at the Independence Township Community Center in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, which is near the Pittsburgh Airport, from 7 to 10 p.m. The price is $8 per person. Do you have questions about SSD? Check out Caller Lab's Frequently Asked Questions Manual. Additionally, you can find local SSD information on the Columbus Square Dance site. If you're on Facebook, check out the SSD group for some lively discussion. Thank you for watching. We will see you here next time.